Quexi, Dementos, and Ledwig are at the top, but 8 will move on to the grand finals going on tomorrow. So we'll have to see who can edge out the competition to find themselves that final placement spot. Let's check out the current bus path. Here we go. Looks like Lome just trying to isolate this player. He's got his duo partner right there. The trio is very close as well. They're trying to close in. 196 is going to secure Scully. He is going to be down but not out. They are going to go ahead and clean him up. The other thing mentioning about Gotham City as well is you actually have the glider redeploy without having to have the item in your inventory. So you can jump down, get the bat wings, which are absolutely amazing, and actually navigate this POI. So there's like these little cool things you can do.
Potentially happen.
Yeah, man. Deuce has the boogies out. He's ready. He's ready to go with the counter. We see him kind of jumping down. He's going to try and get the dash, see if he can come down. They are literally one by one over. He just has to go for the edit. The boogie will come out. He boogies one of the enemies. That brute is not in play right now. Other rockets come down, so they must have sent a volley out before. Zhao goes down. Now, Deuce has to confirm this. He's sitting on 25 HP. He's going to be jumped all the way back up to 75, but they're in a much better position because now the brute has to disengage and they're a player down. So either both of them have to hop in the brute and hope that they can hold them off. You have to be playing very methodically, right? Like, you have to make sure the way you're navigating is, like, super stealth mode.
It has to be super stealth mode. It has to be super perfect. And going for counter strats as well, such as we just saw Deuce here, go and focus on the brute pilot or the brute gunner as well.
Oh, no!
It makes it, ooh, Klusia, oh no! He gets knocked out. That's one sure that we were hoping would potentially be qualified. They're kind of at the bottom part of the top 8. They just had an unfortunate game last game as well with not many points gained. They're still 29 alive, and there's so much placement points to be gained, which are so much easier to gain than those Elim points.
Yeah, we'll have to see if more points can be picked up. Over here at the Lodge, we've got Beast and his trio partners, Refsguard and Hackscore. They're going toe-to-toe with this enemy trio right now. I mean, they're not backs to the storm wall, but that storm is pretty close, and I doubt they want to be here that long, right? I mean, if you can pick up all 3 of these players across all 3 of yours, that Siphon's going to help kind of offset that a little bit. But it just depends on how they approach these fights. Like, Beast already got chipped out a tiny little bit, but it's not the worst thing in the world, right? He had 60 shield down at 34. It's not that bad.
It's not about them, I don't think, wanting to be here that long. I think it's more about them not used to being here that long, because you can see on the top left, 78 players left alive. Sometimes you have to force that fight early. You need that early game tag, the early game knock, to make sure, I keep mentioning it, staying ahead of the Storm Surge. Because when you're actually fighting it when it happens, there's so much more pressure. The entire rest of the map knows. But if you stay ahead, even at a disadvantage in your fight, as we see now, Beast hopefully can unlock that rage mode, get in. Teams are knocked. That can inspire him for big shots. Boacher goes down. Traps get Elim to knock down. But no, a reversal comes straight through. It's going to be a one-man show Hackscore. Hopefully he can either survive or get some points down on the board. It's the last game. It might change up a little bit. The pressure is on his head.
It's going to be really hard here. Terps, I mean, he knows the players up above. He's feeding this information over to Boet. And now they just got to find the player. They jump down right in front. A couple tacks will go out. Nothing is connected just yet. Try and isolate 59 to the dome, and that is Hacksor and his trio back to the lobby. They even managed to pick up the card. The question would be, do they have time for a reboot? Oh, that's a rocket. It's okay. Everything's fine. Still has plenty of builds to go on the defensive with. He sees a player across way. Right now, he has to try and isolate one of these guys and go for the knock and the finish. He needs the HP so bad. A first shot missed. Unfortunately, the 2 shots missed back-to-back is going to ensure that he is sent back to lobby. But right now, Doggo, they need to go get him. I guess they're probably just going to leave him because it's like, are they really going to do that? Are they going to try and bounce revives back and forth? There's no way. I don't think he makes it.
The whole way, yeah.
I don't think he makes it.
But see, the big thing that actually, no, that is tragic. I mean, they still do gain a few Elim points. We'll have to look at the leaderboard to see if that actually mattered in the whole scope of things for the top 8. Was it enough to have that ratio of placement to Elims? Should you play less or more aggro next time? How do you adjust as a team when reviewing? It's very, very important.
Yeah, all these things are just more ways to level up, right? Even if a bad decision isn't like, sure, it might have been the wrong decision in that moment, but that's a moment to learn, right? What to do for next time. A massive 157, and again, Andalex is dropped. Now, he still has eyes on the player left behind because he saw 2. One of them did not move out, so Andalex is going to be picked off. They're going to go for the loot, and they're just trying to isolate this player. That guy is just bailing. He's like, you know what, Andalex, I'm sorry, buddy. I'll see you later, bye.
Yeah, we see this pattern now. Usually in other formats, you can actually help your teammate because it's a 1v2 scenario. You don't have too much to face. We talked about entities yesterday as well. When you have 3 people staring you down, even at a one-man disadvantage, that's very hard to fight for. And we saw right there, you pick a bad fight at the bad time, you don't have enough HP or the resources, you're throwing your whole game.
I am a potted plant. Boom! I'm actually so-and-so from this trio, and we're picking up points and your faces, but I don't know. With the water as well, like, you have to make sure you're, like, reserving materials to build over the water, so you have to remember to kind of dedicate materials there. It depends on kind of where we go from here. So right now we are a little bit halfway through Moisty Palms, but where are we going next? Okay, so they don't have to navigate over the water. You could. That's tough. I honestly wouldn't, because then it's like, hey, that guy is out on the water. We should find those guys and eliminate them.
Yep.
Now, I want to know where Legolas is, because we went basically down still along the edge, so he can keep building along the edge.
Yeah, Orc is still all the way down on the edge.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Orc, excuse me. Yeah, Orc. And remember, he had the 64 builds. He also dropped, like, to one of the lower edges, so he's going to have to use more builds. Ooh. Well, Gideon is going to fall there. More shots, a massive 66 to that player's dome. A 71 over on shield team. No, this player is extremely wounded. They are trying to circle in as quickly as possible. They want the materials. They want the loot. They want the ammo. More shots will come in. The trap on the ground may mean disaster for them. Unfortunately, Darker does go down. Temper trying to push in. Will he get the knock, though? That is the biggest question. They need to try and get him. So Bitfox does go down. These traps are thankfully theirs. I was scared for just a moment. It's okay. Everything's fine. More builds come through. Another elimination. The enemy player is through. That's a big 100 tag, and he doesn't get it. He's traded out. He goes down. It's all on the shoulders of Artie. He's actually getting up Darker. So if Temper can stay alive right now, they can try to make this push. They're being quiet. They're being stealthy. Stinker is going to just drop and continue to chew away at their HP. What is the play here right now, Shy?
I think at the moment, the shield bubble did give them a lot of opportunity to have this fight. At the same time, Darker, you have those chugs. Yes, you have to maximize the use of them with your teammate, but sometimes you got to pop them yourself. The big thing here that kind of got these guys a little bit of a disadvantage in that fight and got Temper to go down is the manipulation on his enemy with the shield bubble. He kind of stayed back and forth. He left that build completely open, baiting him in. The movement was almost there. No follow-up available, right? Unfortunate. Sometimes the pump SMG, you don't have that in your loadout. AR might be out of ammo. You need to be fast on the switch. It wasn't possible there. Temper goes down, and now you're left with one less teammate. You still have his loot, though.
Yeah, I think that loot transfer is going to be a little bit helpful, but on the right side of your screen, we have the current leaders out of Heat number 3, Flexi, Dementos, and Letwick. Right now, they are sitting on no eliminations, but just hang on. Wait it out. I promise you, they will get some, all right? First, they're trying to hit placement. They're already in first. They just want to just cement that. It's more of like a statement at this point, like, hey, we are the best in this heat. Don't forget it.
And this is the coolest strategy from them to watch is they prefer having a mid-ground layer that they can manipulate, go around, still worry about height, keep track on the whole server, have 360-degree angles, and then pull the trigger just like this at any moment possible. Usually when the zone just starts moving, people are always going to be stressed about building forward. Flexi is actually going backwards into the storm to get a knock, but now he's eating a lot of damage. 4 seconds still left, does get a knock on Starliu. He's going to still go in, wait on that Siphon to come through, and then go back on that mid-ground layer or height if it's available with his team. Looks like Dementos is actually knocked up top. Letwick has less HP as well. They have one shockwave left. It does not hit. The floor gets broken underneath him. Letwick is the last sole survivor of the top trio, but the zone is bouncing back. There could be a possibility of a revive. No, Flexi goes down.
The nice ramp boost there kept him alive for just a little bit longer, but falling down, he tried to get that re-up with the shockwave. If you throw it down and before you touch down, it goes off. It'll still like keep you safe, but it did not work out. Raze, Frey, and Deuce here. We kind of saw them earlier on in the game. They still have, they have rockets now. They're going to be trying to navigate this lower ground tarp. What do you think they're looking to do here with that rocket launcher while on low ground?
Well, it's all about painting the scene of low, mid, and height. When you're on low with the rocket, you want to stay low-key, not let people know there's even a rocket in the game. Even if you do have 13, from low, you will get focused. Sometimes it might be people looking to build off on you if you have that rocket. You want to make sure either you switch over to mid to start to rain down more, mid-ground being more of the spot where you have a lot of angles to look at, or you want to fight for height at some point, save those rockets for when you actually have a win condition possible for more elims. Right now, Zeke, what would you like to be in mid, high, or low if you're looking for a lot of high elim potential?
Right now, with where we are, I think low makes the most sense, at least for what I can see right now. There is a little bit of information we don't have, right? Once we get to see the wide, we get to see kind of where everyone else is stacked, but I like that they're on low ground because they are low on builds, and with that rocket launcher, they can very easily kind of reset everyone above, and even in that mid-ground tarp, excuse me. It just depends on where the next zone is as well, because right now, 8 builds is all we have. So now Scram gets picked up in the crossfire. We did hit top 12. We're about to hit, don't forget, it's 9th through 12th. It's the first round of placement. 9th through 12th, yep. It's first round, so now is the second round, 5th through 8th. Another round of placing points. And look, everyone is just out here in the open. Shots left and right. Dudes is picking up elimination after elimination. 10 on the trio. They just hit top 5. Third and fourth place is the next round of placements. Second and the victory round are the last thresholds. They are trying to lock this down. And they've done this all from low ground with no builds.
Yep.
They are just controlling everything.
An excellent turtle to go forward, an excellent tunnel as well to kind of funnel everyone up from height and use that big splash damage of the rocket to confirm Elam's left, right, and center. Now, Sigma's up top with a rocket of his own. And mid-ground, I feel so bad for it because they have to deal with both sides of pressure. They are going to be topped off on white HP. It's going to be 7 people left alive, 3 trios. So one needs to go down for those placement points. It's going to be a nice hard map bounce back as well on the zone, meaning that shockwaves could come out unexpected from any direction. RPGs could come out and won't actually destroy builds in the first hit since they are metal. It's anyone's game, but they need to follow through and all in. If they all do it at the same time, that could prove disastrous for every trio in the lobby.
Yeah, especially with the rocket point blank. If someone just happens to jump in front of you and you just splash on them and down yourself, it is going to be really, really rough. Even looking at Snyder's kit, he has the spam weapon in that tactical SMG and the blue pump, so he's not completely out of the blue. 2 builds left. The rocket does splash, almost drops all players. He's just trying to keep high ground. Right there, Dollar goes down. Dark Arena looks like he is going toe-to-toe. He goes down. A frag back over on Deuce. The HP from the Siphon is going to help equalize, as is the Campfire. Right now, 3 players, 2 duos. So right now, we're looking at a 2v1. Up right now, 7 Pro. Looks like he's going to be the one. He has double Campfires rolling. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this game must be his. It is. Okay, so there. Wait. Oh, it's actually Snarter.
It is Snarter.
Wait, what? Oh, he had. Okay, so he had.
A Campfire of his own, a Slurp Juice.
Camp, and the bandages.
Sing a
Heat one in the finals, and no surprise, the 2 teams up on top, the Gambit duo plus Dementos were able to run through, and then Dollar C, Dark, and Snader were in every single one of those end games, rocking off 3 of the victory royales there with the final one, and then looking down right on the line at the end. Scalar, Starly, and Caps able to push through on the tiebreakers. 39 points was the bar. Artie, Temper, Darker, and you saw a lot of these guys were consistently in the end games. I mean, a really good core group advancing through here.
Pretty impressive to see. Heartbreaking for those that get cut off down there at 9th and beyond. But you have to realize there are so many extremely competitive players across every region, especially Europe. We've seen Europe time and time again have stars rise